going on, everybody? Your boy AMAR here. We're doing another world famous review. Got a 2018 Jeep Wrangler Sahara. Just rolled in the rim lines. Jeep just gave this to do a real deal review. Come on in. Welcome to the Lions Den. Good morning, buddy. Okay, welcome. I'm just going to shut the door, guys. Give me 1 second, okay? Too much noise here. I want to give everybody a great honest review. Okay, guys, let me shut the radio off too, because I don't want that person's song to be copyrighted and YouTube's going to take this down because it was like doing that. Okay, so 2018 brand spanking new Jeep Wrangler Sahara, whatever the hell you want to say, just came. All right, let's have a look at it. So this is my first review on a Jeep. I've driven a lot of the old YJ, so it's my first time driving a new Wrangler. I took it for a quick boot and it's really nice. So right off the bat, as you can see, a Jeep is a Jeep. It's got the characteristics of a Jeep, looks like a Jeep, and everything to do with it. It's got the hinges on the outside, which gives it a really rustic old look about the old Jeeps that were back in the day in the war. So it's got that kind of characteristics. Come on inside, bring the camera in and I'll show you some stuff. So it's got a little strap over here, because these doors can come off and it kind of gives that old rustic look. All right, the roof does come off, as you can see. It's a plastic roof that comes up, and it's got the bags here that you undo and take everything out. So that's one option there. Also, this is the SIHRA Unlimited package. So if you want to come in again, let's go to the other side and I'll show you guys the interior. All right, I'm coming over. All right, guys, come on over here for a second. Let's have a look. So SIHRA package. It's got the nice little grain of interior here. It's got the white stitching. It's got SIHRA and the back seats. All right, guys. Now, as you can go to the steering wheel, it's got your cruise tilt. It's got the controls behind the steering wheel if you want to go back here for to change your stations and for the volume, power windows, mirrors. Okay, it's got an onboard screen. If you want to jump in there for a second there, buddy, and I'll give you a narration. I'll come from the back and tell you guys. So right off the bat, here's the key. If you want to put in the ignition, okay, we'll see exactly and tell you what's going on. Okay, so it's got a pretty generic screen in the middle. So that just gives you the vehicle information and about, the stereo and all the other configurations. It's got AC, it's got dual climate, it's got traction control, it's got the real deal 4x4 shift on the floor, which is iconic for Jeeps. No more electronic switches, none of that junk. So it's got that iconic shifter, which really gives you that feeling of putting the gear in and then going four-wheeling, okay? Let's go to the back seat here. Let's have a quick look at the back seat. Okay, let's go to the back seat and I'll give you a rundown and tell you exactly what's going on here. By the way, this Jeep only got 7,000 kilometers. So the back seat here is pretty generic back seat. Same type of interior as the front. Not much leg room. You can see right from there to there's not a hell of a lot of room. It's sat very up and it's got, like I said, a Jeep is a Jeep. They kind of keep the interior cheap in one way and they kind of keep it rustic, I guess, to give it that kind of look. But one downfall is that the interior is very cheap. The doors are very light. So I kind of question Jeep in one way. Come on over, guys. I kind of question Jeep by putting on such light doors that, you know what, that the kind of safety it's going to have. And another thing that I really need, to be honest with you, let's go back here, is this high rocker. Every time I get in, like you put your foot there, now you got to lift your foot beyond that and right over. So, see right like that, guys? One thing I hate getting inside vehicles that have high rockers. So one downfall is you have to put your foot on the step and then you have to go one more step on top to go in the Jeep, which is another crap thing. All right, so that's one downfall. Okay, let's have a look at the engine. See if it's easy to open up. Let's have a look here. See if I can find the switch. I just got this sucker here. See if I can find it. Bear with me. And look, there's no release under there. My camera guy here is being very smart. You undo the outside latches here, which is very iconic for Jeep. Let's have a look and see what's on the hood of this sucker right here. Give me a second, guys. This is an honest review. See, I don't know what's going on. Let's have a look. Right here. I'm hoping. There we go. Okay, V6 Jeep, brand new. Come on in, guys. Have a look at the motor. Okay, it's got a pretty big V6. Probably bigger than a lot of the other Jeeps that I've seen. And this motor is tight. Not a hell of a lot of room to work with. You got to remove all the breather boxes and everything to really get to the side. It's got a V6. It's got a lot of Chrysler built into it with the master cylinder there. And over here for the brake system, it's got the computer up on the top here, which is kind of a bad spot if you go off-roading because the water is going to get in there. So they should have kept that in the interior sealed away. Battery, fuse box, radiator. So pretty much, got Jeep written all over it, okay? So let's close this. So we got to push it down. We got to put the latch back on. Let me see if I can get this latch going for you guys. This is very similar to the Hummers. Let's put it on. So that's on there. Okay, so hood's back on. It's got a handle in the middle. So the exterior hasn't changed much from the older year. It's still got the big fiberglass flares. Okay, it's got the Bridgestone Jewelers P255 7018. Like I said, it's got the hard top. Let's go to the back quickly. So it's got the fifth on the back. Make sure you put the lock key on so nobody steals it. Open the bottom first. It's pretty straightforward. Let's see if there's a latch here. This no latch, so this is automatic. So, in my experience, the legroom in the back of the Jeep is if you ever get a winter tire switch over done, you can stack up over the floor wheels, stand them up, and they line them perfectly. So you don't got to worry about that. It's got decent cargo room. The back seats do go down. I'm going to flip the back seats down for you guys. Okay, let's have a look here. So we're going to flip these down. So the seats do go down so you have a crap load of room, which is great. It's a nice little grocery getter. So let's come onto the front. Let's give you a final wrap. All right, guys? So I always loved Jeeps. I've always wanted one, and I've always wanted to get one. And there's one more thing. When I wanted to get the Jeep, my dad and uncles are saying, you know what? Don't get the Jeep. They roll over easy. They're dangerous, whatever. So I've been driving this vehicle for about a week now. It drives really well. It hugs corners nicely. So maybe that was the older Jeeps back in the day that had a shorter wheelbase. But this Jeep here is really good. We're going to trick it out. We're going to put down the road new rims on it, body kit, snorkel. So 2018 Jeep Sahara Unlimited, or Jeep Wrangler, whatever you want to call it, is a beautiful SUV. I love it, but a couple factors you got to keep in mind. It is a Jeep. It's going to ride rough. It's going to ride noisy. It's not luxurious interior. They give you just enough to maintain that old type of Jeep feeling. So when you get into it, you are driving a Jeep. So if you're going to sit inside and think you're driving a Cadillac Escalade full luxury, guess again, you're driving a Jeep, and it's going to drive like a Jeep. Thanks for watching. AMAR from Hilliard Rimlines. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, guys. Comment below, share, subscribe, and make sure you guys go on Instagram and Facebook. We want to get that blue check mark quick. Instagram's being lazy, so let's push them. Lock it in.